Can we get a take 2 on that? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anime that need to be rebooted or revived. For this list, we'll be looking at the anime that we believe should be remade to follow the original source better, or need to be revitalized and given a sequel series to continue the original plot. In other words, you know, shows that need the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment.
You could say he's used its energy to claim the powers of God for himself. Now will you please put on a shirt?
As such, we've included a mesh of anime that range from lackluster to impressive. Finally, be aware of a few spoilers down the line, since we'll be discussing endings to certain shows.
Betray her, you say? Don't talk about it like you have a right to judge us.
Number 10, Rurouni Kenshin.
Kenshin.
While his exploits have had the odd revival here and there, we believe that it's time for the Manslayer to unleash his blade once again and have his story retold for a new generation. Himura Kenshin's journey of redemption amidst the conflicts of Japan still remains one of the better anime of the 90s, filled to the brim with laughs, tears, and epic sword fights.
And now, let's begin.
Not only would a reboot bring his battles with the likes of Shishio Makoto to a whole other level, but would allow for the inclusion of some of mangaka Nobuhiro Watsuki's more recent Kenshin-related works, such as Restoration and To Rule Flame.
Then I have no choice.
Die, Batosai!
Over here!
Number 9, The Flowers of Evil. Shuzu Oshimi's tale of youthful relationships and all the confusion that can come with them was well received amongst readers. The introspective look at the mindset of two students whose misguided desires not only act as a source of tragedy, but a somewhat inspiring learning curve was fascinating. The anime could have matched this, save for one glaring issue: the animation. By using rotoscoping techniques, the whole look of the anime seems somewhat lifeless and jarring, serving as a distraction instead of magnifying the emotional turmoil of the characters. What's more, it would be nice to see the manga's ending animated. Number 8, Zetman. Clearly inspired by darker comic book heroes, the original manga followed two protagonists. One cursed with the ability to transform into a superpowered being known as Zet, and the other so desperate to become a hero he gets himself an armored suit to kick ass. All familiarity to Marvel and DC characters aside, it's fair to say that due to its limited run, the anime adaptation had little time to explore the dynamics between its leads, which ultimately resulted in an underwhelming series of battles between generic experimental creatures. Better luck next time, guys. Number 7, Gantz.
Holy shit, here comes another one!
Despite being utterly unapologetic when it came to blood, gore, sadism, and sex, the life or death situations that surrounded our hardly noble protagonist were nonetheless addictive. While the anime certainly touched on some of its darker themes, it's fair to say that a remake would be welcomed among fans, especially if they decide to go a step further and remove the previous censorship and include the official manga conclusion.
I've stopped feeling pain.
The result would no doubt be filled with unlikable people killing and getting killed by horrific alien beings with plenty of hardcore subject matter in between. Yeah, we know, there recently was a CGI adaptation of the Osaka arc, but that just ain't gonna cut it. Number 6, Soul Eater.
Please come again.
Yeah. Bye.
Easy there, no one is disputing how much fun this series is. With a great cast that range from the studious Maka, the emotionally shattered Krona, the hilarious Death the Kid, and of course the native sex kid in Blair. However, anyone who knows anything about the manga calls bullshit on the anime's ending. Maka managing to defeat evil incarnate with a single punch really didn't leave many satisfied, especially considering the highs and lows the show had been riding until then.
I will defeat you!
Receiving a reboot would allow the series to extend much further into the plot of the source material. Not to mention, we would finally see Soul become a death side. Number 5, Akame ga Kill. The The heroic assassins of Night Raid and the beautiful sadist S-Death have become modern anime icons, with their respective series balancing intriguing characters, bloody scuffles, and a fittingly dark ending. However, due to the anime's reasonable but still concise 24-episode run, certain plot points were rushed, and then they did what we hate the most, an anime original ending. It would be fine if they left it open for a sequel, but by killing off most of the cast, they really screwed the pooch on this one. Number 4, Bleach.
I got news for you. You're not the only one who wants to win.
You all knew it was coming. Despite a heavy amount of filler, this shonen juggernaut ended just before the release of the manga's final arc. Even with all the controversy surrounding it, it's only fair that we see Ichigo and company get their happy ending, after slaying their way through the entire Quincy army, of course.
Let's have a duel to determine which one of us is stronger, the Quincy or the Soul Reaper.
Whatever the results would be, whether a revival would follow the manga to the letter or would have the guts to veer off in its own direction, it would be quite the sight to see.
Alright, goodbye.
Number 3, Umineko, When They Cry. Anyone who simply watched the anime of this series will likely be thoroughly unimpressed, and this is an absolute crime. The original source material, the visual novel series Umineko no Nakukoro ni, spans over 8 incredible installments, which simply cannot be contained in a rush, unfinished 24-episode anime series. The tension between Battler and Beatrice, the gruesome murders, and the mind-bending plot twists all need to be properly adapted into a series that can truly hit the same tone instilled by the original stuff. Number 2, Tokyo Ghoul. If you're not already exposed to the original, Tokyo Ghoul is pretty damn good. However, for those who don't know, the manga, well, it makes the anime look like a PG-13 slap fight. If the series were to be rebooted and follow the original narrative, the anime would switch genre from shonen to seinen. The fights would be even more brutal, the death scenes would be all the more upsetting, and Kaneki would end up suffering even more.
Kaneki.
It's still baffling that Studio Pierrot decided to rush the series and skip such integral plot elements. And the less said about Route A, the better. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Yeah, it's my first year.
That's great! This is mine too!
Number 1, Fate Stay Night.
I am Saber, your servant. I have come in response to your summons.
Any fans of the franchise will tell you that Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works are some of the greatest modern contributions to the fantasy anime genre. The original series, though, not so much. Similar to Type Moon's other project, Tsukihime, the first undertaking of turning this widespread visual novel into an actual animation certainly doesn't blow anyone away, especially when compared to its far more polished source material.
I'd prefer if you didn't change the subject.
With the Heaven's Feel adaptation on the horizon, why not have UFO Table round out the series in style by doing some justice to the Fate route?
If you call me by my first name one more time!
Do you agree with our list? What anime do you think is in dire need of a reboot or revival? With new top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
新しいゲームを始めようではないか。
お前がどんな手で来ようが、俺はお前を認めない。